What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Jake Brown. Welcome to the Jake Brown Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Man, we are in it. We are in it right now. It is the holiday season. I mean, I know there's been stuff, displays put out and everything in the stores, but I feel like now we are in it. This is the Monday before Thanksgiving. We got a short week. Try to get some work done, and then it is food time. It is football time. It is more food time. Then it's going to be food time. We see a theme here. I think of all the holidays, I mean, who doesn't love all the holidays? But if I had to rank them, I think I would put Thanksgiving number one. Number two, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I've never really been the biggest Christmas fan. I can't say that like I don't like Christmas. I think just how commercial it is, just it's always kind of bugged me. I don't think that family and friends and relationships and that kind of stuff is the focus so much anymore. It's just about what'd you get? You get anything cool? You know, did you get a cool toy? Did you get a new TV? Did you get a new car? Do people do that? Do you remember those Lexus commercials when they would put the giant bow like on top of the Lexus? And like the husband would get his wife like the new fucking $80,000 car. Like, do people actually do that? I've never known anyone who's done that. Anyone? I don't know. I don't think people actually do that. There was a cool parody. I want to think. I want to say Saturday Night Live did it, where the husband, the last gift on Christmas Day. Oh, honey, there's one more gift under the tree. And she, the son, hands her the little box, and she opens it, and it's the key fob, and she's like, did you, oh my god, and they go outside, and the husband, he's all proud of himself, and the wife's like, did you seriously buy me a car? And he's like, yep. And then the wife's like, are you stupid? Do you know how much debt we have? You just got laid off from your job 2 months ago. It was hilarious. I feel like that would be a more accurate representation of how giving someone a new car on Christmas would go. Yeah, at least in my world. I couldn't imagine just giving someone a new car. Who knows? Maybe someday. I'm sure out there someone has given someone a new car as a gift and put a giant bow on it, but I don't know who those people are. So if you're one of those people and you are listening, leave a comment on my X/Twitter page at Jake Brown Pod. I'd love to hear your story, the circumstances surrounding it. I think that'd be great. I'm not against it. I just think it's kind of hilarious. Yeah, so really, if I'm ranking holidays, I think it's just Thanksgiving is what I look forward to the most. It's just such a fun day. Just such a fun day. I'm excited for all the food, obviously. And yes, I am a big leftover whore as well. You know, I love the turkey sandwiches. I do love stuffing. And what I'm going to talk about here in a few minutes, I love the desserts, all the different pies and the cookies and the little treats, chocolates, stuff like that. Oh man, that stuff just warms my little heart. If it is anything dessert related, I am all in. I'm all in. I don't really care what it is. Like, I'll try it. I'll try anything if there's sugar in it. I'm a complete sugar addict. Complete sugar addict. Unapologetic about it as well, to the detriment of my own health. And I'm pretty healthy. I would like to think I'm very healthy. But oh my God, do I have a weak spot for sweets. Like, I really have to be careful. It's so easy for me to go overboard. Well, I'll just let that segue right into what I wanted to talk about at the beginning of my show today. I made a couple little changes. I decided that I needed a reset. I needed a hard reset. Like I said earlier, I definitely have a bit of a sweet tooth, and I don't know if anyone else experiences this. And this is just something that I've noticed with myself in my lifetime. After I eat protein, like maybe a real protein heavy meal, like if I have a steak, really any kind of meat, even eggs, if I have a lot of protein, the cravings that I get for sugar or for something sweet completely consume my mind. I can't control them. It's almost like I become hyper fixated on satisfying that craving. Like, I gotta have a piece of chocolate or all the chocolates. I want pie. I want cake. I think my favorite, anything that has Reese's on the package, I'm down for it. I fuck with it. The color orange with that yellow writing, that cursive, that beautiful cursive that says Reese's. Oh my God. I cannot get enough of Reese's peanut butter cups or the Take Fives, any of them. I just love all Reese's products. Man, Reese's, if anyone from Reese's is out there listening to this and you would like to sponsor my show, you don't even have to give me money. Just send me Reese's and I will plug your show at the beginning. I'll plug it a quarter way through. I'll plug it 3/4 of the way through, and I'll plug it at the end. Just send me Reese's products and just let me eat them. Maybe like a hoodie or a t-shirt or something. Or like a sticker. I'll put the sticker on my car. I like stickers. So I decided that I needed a little bit of a hard reset. I think not that things were necessarily getting out of control, but I could feel my ability to fight off those cravings getting harder and harder. Now, I'd like to say there's a little bit of exigent circumstances as to why. Sober, I can say no to sugar. I can walk away. I can go occupy my mind doing something else. But when I'm smoking marijuana and those munchies kick in, I think we all know how that's going to end, right? It ends with me eating all the snacks. It ends with me eating all the sugar. Whatever treats I have, whether it's a Twix bar, cookies, pie, cake, ice cream. And here's the ironic thing. I don't even like ice cream. I've never been like a big ice cream person. But if I'm high and I know there's ice cream in the freezer, it's over. Game over. I'm eating that ice cream. I don't even care. One of my favorite little go-to snacks, and I'm sure someone out there has done this. I'd like to think this was one of my ideas. See what I did there? Idea. Get it? I'm also a big fan of dad jokes. Uh, I like to take the little miniature chocolate chips and I'll just spoon feed those into a jar of peanut butter and then just slowly eat the peanut butter with the chocolate chips. It's absolutely ridiculous and maybe borderline pathetic, but in a pinch, I mean, you got yourself a little quasi Reese's product when you think about it, a little chocolate peanut butter action. Like you can't go wrong with that. You cannot go wrong with that. So obviously, I don't need help eating sugar. My marijuana consumption mainly stemmed from one, I don't really drink. I do enjoy like a glass of champagne, or I do like, a nice, single malt scotch every once in a while. But you're not going to see me, going out for drinks. And I don't drink beer. Just doesn't make me feel good. It makes me feel bloated. Makes me feel icky. And when Washington legalized marijuana, I think my main reason for consuming it, either through edibles or through smoking, was so that I could sleep better. And I know, there's some anti-marijuana people who, think, oh, that's ridiculous. You just want to get high, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I mean, so what if I do? It also helps me sleep. And what I had been noticing, I don't know, the last few months is that it was taking more and more marijuana for me to be able to sleep at night. I felt like to get myself to a point to where I could sleep all the way through the night. Now that doesn't mean, I need to get completely ripped and then I'm just completely out of reality for 8 hours. I'm not getting that high. It the marijuana for me calms my brain down, and I've tried, I tried meditation. Meditation is hard when your brain is loud, and I struggle to quiet that down anyway. And the marijuana definitely helps to quiet my brain down. It allows me to fall asleep and at least get to that REM sleep. And usually I stay there, or at least I get a good, 6 hours, sometimes 7 hours of sleep, which for me is fine. That's just kind of what my body runs on. If I can get to that, I'm good. But it was taking more and more marijuana to, I feel like, to kind of quiet my brain, to get myself to sleep, to then stay asleep. And then as a byproduct, obviously, when I have the munchies, I have no self control. And if there's sugar around, I'm going to eat it. And on top of that, oh, hold on. Oh, hold on. I was also drinking probably way too much caffeine. Now, I know all 7 people out there who are listening to this are probably thinking, Jake, you're an idiot. Stop drinking caffeine. Well, to that, I'd say, go to Italy and try to not drink cappuccinos. Good fucking luck. I dare you to. You can't do it. I never drank caffeine until I went to Italy last year. I went there, oh man, I'm getting cappuccinos all day. I'm getting them at breakfast. I'm having them with snacks. I'm having a cappuccino with lunch. I'm having a cappuccino at nighttime after dinner. I'm not exaggerating. It would be 11 o'clock at night when we would wrap up having dinner. And they always ask you, hey, you want a coffee? You want a cappuccino? Fuck yeah, I want a cappuccino. I'm in Rome. Give me a cappuccino, please. So I'm sipping cappuccinos at night. I get back home. I think I probably do what a lot of people do after the first time they go to Italy. I bought a cappuccino machine. I know that. Started making cappuccinos at home, having them for breakfast, having them in the afternoon, still acting like I was in Italy. I wasn't in Italy. I had shit to do. I got a job. I still want to work out and then get a good night's sleep, but I couldn't because I had caffeine pumping through my veins all day, which then caused me to probably smoke more weed than I needed to and then consume more sugar. Like we see, this is just a circle of me being an idiot, essentially. All right. Let's just call it what it is. I let things get out of control. So I've taken a step back. I decided, and I'm now, this is week 3, I went cold turkey. No sugar. And when I say no sugar, I mean no processed sugar. You know, I eat fruit, you know, I still have like natural sugars and stuff from some of the foods that I consume. What I'm not doing is buying a Twix bar or buying things that say Reese's. I'm not going to my favorite all-time snack store ever, H Mart, off South Tacoma Way, up in Lakewood. I'm not going there. I'm not getting Choco Boys. Those little motherfuckers, delicious. Not eating those. So when I say sugar, that's what I'm referring to. Cold turkey off sugar, cold turkey off caffeine, cold turkey off marijuana. And it has been difficult. I'm not going to lie. It's been, luckily I have a very supportive girlfriend who does not enable me when I say I'm going to do something. You know, she's awesome. She asks me, what can I do to help? And I was like, we can't have this stuff in the house, in my house or in your house. I can't, because if I see it, I'm going to want to eat it. She's like, done. So I think she sacrificed a little too. No treats. She won't make coffee. If I get up and make her coffee, that's one thing, but she usually waits like maybe until I leave and then she'll make a pot of coffee, which has been awesome because then I don't smell it, which means I don't want it. The first 3 days were absolutely awful. They were awful. The dreams I was having from not having marijuana in my system, the most vivid, intense / terrifying dreams I think I've ever had. And this is, mind you, is coming from scattered sleep throughout the night, maybe a couple hours here, then I'm awake for a couple hours, another hour of sleep, then I'm awake, maybe 3 more hours of sleep, then I'm awake. But during those intervals where I am sleeping, holy hell, these dreams were insane. So crazy that there were multiple times I would wake up literally gasping for breath, terrified. And I don't even know what I was dreaming about. And I would just be gasping, like I was holding my breath underwater, trying to get air. It was terrifying. The headaches, obviously that's probably from the caffeine. My head hurt for probably 3 straight days. Literally 72 hours, my head was just thumping. And I'd take ibuprofen. It didn't matter. So really all I could do to combat that was just try to stay hydrated as much as I could. And, it's just one of those things, you just got to deal with it. So those first 3 days were pretty brutal. I didn't sleep very well. I didn't sleep at all. And, I felt like I reached a point and kind of like in that 4th day where I thought I was going crazy. I literally thought I was going crazy. Like I hadn't slept in so long, like with any consistency or, it wasn't a healthy sleep that I was getting. It was very, very disturbed, interrupted sleep, very chaotic sleep. And my brain, here's how I describe how my brain felt. Imagine walking into a room, like picture a classroom, like in an elementary school, okay? Maybe a room that size. And wall to wall, including the ceiling and even the floor covered with TVs that are all showing a different show, all at maximum volume. And that's what my brain felt like. I mean, I literally felt like I was losing my fucking mind. And then I started thinking, well, Jesus, like, should I have consulted a physician before I decided to, cut these things out of my life? And I mean, maybe I should have, but hey, Google said that I should be okay, so I went with what Google said. I guess I learned some of the withdrawal things, and I was like, I'll be fine. It's not going to kill me. But I definitely felt like I was losing my mind there for a little bit. Anyone that's probably done the same thing I have, I'm sure you can attest to the same issues. Once I kind of got through that first week, I felt my body starting to level out, and that whole time I had just been trying to keep busy. So working. If I wasn't working, I'd go for runs. I was doing CrossFit. I was still boxing. Taking the dogs for walks. I was just trying to keep my brain as occupied as possible so I couldn't focus on really what it wanted. Ultimately, like, it wanted sugar and it wanted caffeine. And then to sleep, I just wanted to smoke some weed so I could sleep. But I knew it would pass. And, once I got through that first week, those first 7 days, my body started to balance back out. My sugar cravings are still there, but they're definitely not as intense. My headaches have definitely gone away. I don't have headaches now. I never had a craving for coffee. I think I more miss the routine of it, of making, a little pot of coffee, and I sit in my kitchen in the morning and I listen to podcasts and I sip my coffee. And I think I need to find, whether it's tea or something, some sort of substitute to where I can continue with that aspect of my life without all the caffeine. So I know, decaf tea is definitely an option. Sugar cravings, while they will always be there, regardless of where I am in my life or what I'm doing, I can control them much easier now, and if that means I eat some strawberries or some blueberries with a little bit of honey on them, something like that, that's a way better alternative than, a 4-pack of Twix with caramel and sea salt on them. Have you seen those? They only come in a 4-pack. You get them at little Stop and Robs, the little Quick Marts. They're in a blue package. If you see them, try them. Try them for me. Have one for me. Have 4 for me. They're unreal. They're my favorite Twix. I love Twix. Twix are like, I don't know. Twix are just like a quick little pick-me-up, just a quick little chocolate snacky snack. But these sea salted caramel Twix are just, man, they took it to the next level. Like, they're so good. I will honestly say I miss those. I can say that I miss those. It doesn't mean that I want to run to the store and buy a case of them, because I would. I buy a case. I'll eat that whole fucking case in a sitting. I'll eat the whole case in a sitting. The whole thing. I don't even know, what is that, like 100 Twix? 100? How many is that? I don't even know how many that is. It's so many Twix bars. I don't even care. I'll eat them all. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to do it. I feel too good right now, My sleep is definitely starting to come back, being normal. I thought I'd miss marijuana this whole time, and I really don't. I think anybody can get addicted to anything, So to say that, marijuana is not addictive, okay, maybe it's not addictive in the way that heroin is. All right. Maybe it's not addictive in the way that meth is or cocaine, but I think on some level, to some people's personality types, yeah, marijuana is 100% addictive. 100% addictive. But for me, I haven't had, you know, that feeling of, oh man, I miss marijuana. I miss it. You know, I haven't had that. I miss sleeping. That's what I miss doing. So I'm happy that, now starting week 3, uh, I'm at least sleeping a little bit better. And I will say, my goal when I started this is now week 3. My goal was to make it to Thanksgiving. That was the goal. Because I'm not, obviously, I'm not going to make it through Thanksgiving without having some pie. I'm having pie. You know what I mean? I'm having some pie. There's no way around that. Pie is happening. Apple pie is my favorite pie. I don't think it's boring. I don't understand why people think, oh, apple pie is so boring. You're boring. Okay? Reevaluate your life. If you think apple pie is boring, you're boring. Go to therapy. There's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with me. I say that tongue in cheek. There's a lot wrong with me, but my love for pie is not one of them. Okay? I love apple pie. It's delicious. To each their own, first of all. I don't want it with ice cream. Keep your ice cream. Just put that right back in the freezer. You don't even need to warm it up, Room temperature is fine. Cold out of the fridge is fine. Or hot out of the oven. Not like immediately out of the oven. Like let that shit cool down for 20 minutes. But I love apple pie. So I'm definitely having apple pie. And I love pumpkin pie. I really only love pumpkin pie, though, during Thanksgiving. Any other time of the year, whatevs. Give me the apple pie. Give me the apple pie. But if it's Thanksgiving, I at least want a little slice of pumpkin pie. There's just something about it. I don't know, just maybe it's nostalgic for me on some level. My grandma always made, and my aunt actually, they both amazing bakers. Both were amazing bakers. Well, my aunt still is. My grandma passed away. But the pies that they would make, unreal. That's a high bar, So when I have apple pie, I think on some level I'm always comparing it to their apple pie. And when I have pumpkin pie, I'm probably doing the same thing, comparing it to what they make. So I am excited for Thanksgiving. I haven't decided if I'm going to have any edibles or not. I'm still kind of on the fence. I don't need them. I may have a glass of champagne, but I'll probably just drink soda water. That's really all I drink anyways, soda water. So we'll see, I think I'm done with for the most part, I'm done with the coffee. I may have a cup here or there, but what I don't need to be doing is having multiple cups of coffee 7 days a week. I don't think my brain and my body is cut out for that. So knowing how I am, I think I'm just gonna have that be some sort of special occasion type thing. And I'm okay with that. I'm not going to get rid of my little coffee maker, though. I know that. My little Mr. Coffee. I'm not getting rid of Mr. Coffee. Mr. Coffee's staying in the kitchen. I like to look at Mr. Coffee. So Mr. Coffee's staying put. Mr. Coffee is staying right where Mr. Coffee lives. But so we'll see. I'm excited for Thanksgiving. It's going to be good food. I'm hanging out with the girlfriend's family. That'll be fun. They're a riot. So I'm happy, though. I'm happy that I've made it now to week 3 and I haven't had any relapses. I've managed to just keep myself busy. And honestly, man, my workouts have been fantastic. I think my body just feels so good. I feel so crisp, my brain feels good. And like I talked about in I think episode 1 maybe, increasing my sodium has actually helped my hydration. Um, so I don't know, I just feel healthier right now. I mean, obviously, the less bullshit we're putting into our bodies, the better off we're going to be. And, all this stuff that we do to ourselves in general from a food standpoint, fuck, most of it we don't need, you know. If you're shopping in the middle of the grocery store, you're doing it wrong. Okay. Outside of like some accessories that you might need to cook, seasoning and, stuff like that. Well, like, and the cleaning supplies are in the middle of the store. But if you're buying your food solely from the middle of the store, you know what's there. The frozen foods, the cereals, all that crap. You're doing it wrong, man. Shop the perimeter. The perimeter is where the good stuff is. Okay? Get those fruits, get those vegetables. It's okay to have that kind of sugar. It's accompanied by fiber. Your body can process it. Don't get wigged out. If someone says, oh, there's sugar in strawberries. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Do you know what's not in a candy bar? Fiber. Your body doesn't know what to do with that. Your body gets confused. You don't need it. Or moderation. I know, we don't do moderation in the United States. We don't know what moderation is, More, 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 more. For fuck's sake, man. You walk around Costco, more. Everything is more there. We don't need more of processed foods, Look at some labels. Like, everything that you buy has sugar in it. Everything that you buy has sugar in it. So unless you're cooking food yourself or shopping in the actual produce section, okay, you're going to get a bunch of sugar that you probably don't need. The American Heart Association recommends 36 grams a day, no more than that for men, no more than 25 grams a day for women, and kids, I believe it was 2 to 18, 25 grams a day or less, which is absurd to me that you would have an 18-year-old on the same scale as a 2-year-old. Like, tell me that's not stupid. And to me, that's still a lot of sugar. 36 grams of sugar. Like, actually look at serving sizes, like peanut butter, for example. Like, most peanut butter, a serving size is like a tablespoon. A tablespoon. Think how little a tablespoon is. I'll say it again. A tablespoon. You can easily crush half a jar of peanut butter. I mean, I make peanut butter and honey sandwiches with more peanut butter than that. We all have. Serving sizes matter. You can't just look at, oh, okay, this says it has, 5 grams of sugar. Huh, perfect. I'm hardly getting any sugar. But then you quadruple the serving size when you eat it. It's like, okay, well, now you've just basically had 70% of your daily allowance for sugar in one snack. You know what I mean? Man, it's such a love-hate relationship. I think that we all have with sugar, all of us. And we could all stand to eat way less of it. But it just takes a little bit of discipline on our parts and knowledge on our parts about what we're eating, how much of it we are eating, and when we're eating. You shouldn't be eating after 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And I get, some people work, graveyards and swing shifts, and sometimes life just gets in the way, and a lot of times I'm not eating dinner until 8:30 at night, just because of when I finish boxing at night. And but I've at least made it's a routine at this point. So maybe I stay up a little later and I try to sleep, and then when I get up, maybe I'm not eating right away. um, that whole thing that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Breakfast is probably the worst meal. Probably the worst thing you can do in the morning is wake up and have a big old fucking bowl of sugar cereal or a donut. Like, that is the absolute worst way that you can start your day, is by spiking your blood sugar like that and then crashing by mid-morning, and then wondering why you feel like shit the rest of the day. It's like a game of ping pong. It's just back and forth with your blood sugar. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. We all do it. I'm not saying this like I'm some holier than thou. This has been my problem too. This has been my problem since I was a little kid. And my mom, when I was a really little kid, I was not allowed to have like sugar cereals. My mom would not buy them. Not really understanding that, okay, even, like, cereals in general are still terrible for you. We don't need the amount of grains that we eat. Like that whole food pyramid, what a crock of shit that thing is. Talk about backwards. We're going to have grains be the base? Seriously? Oh my God. Yeah. The things we were taught in the 80s, looking back, and granted, okay, maybe people didn't know better, but a lot of that knowledge is still being cited today. And it's just wrong. And anyone that says it's right is wrong. So my mom would never let me have sugar cereals. So she'd buy me like cornflakes, or like Total. Remember Total? Or like even Wheaties. So as a kid, like what would we do? What's the first thing we'd do? I'd pour a big old bowl of cornflakes. What would we do? I'd just make my own Frosted Flakes. I'd take like 2 big old spoonfuls of sugar and just dump it right on that milk and mix it all up, and then I'd just eat it. And you get like, if you scrape the bottom of the bowl, you remember how you'd get like a little spoonful of sugar grains in there too? It's terrible. Like, it was terrible. We were just spiking our blood sugar up and down and up and down. My whole childhood was just spent on a roller coaster. Like, no wonder kids can't focus at school in the morning. Like, their brains are just, it's like scrambled eggs in there. Their blood sugar has spiked so high. Oh, here, have some chocolate milk at 7:30 in the morning. How about that's a stupid idea? But then again, if you look at the regular milk, there's a bunch of sugar in that too. It's just my frustration. My frustration with our foods in this country. My main topic has literally just turned into my rant. Yeah, it's very frustrating. So week 3 of my little detox, of my little getting myself back in balance. And look, if I can do it, you can do it. If it's something that you're thinking about doing, just do it. Like, there's no better time to start than literally just right now. Like, if you're sitting here listening to this, if one of the original 7 out there, if you're sitting there listening to this and you're holding a donut or a candy bar, throw it away. Don't even take that one final bite as a final goodbye. Just throw it away. Throw it away. Be done with it. Just get rid of it. You don't need it. And you're going to suffer for a few days, and it's going to suck like giving up anything that you love. Man, it's going to hurt. But you will be so much better off on the back end. Just trust me, man. And you know I'm right. You know I'm right. We all want to feel the best that we can. But if we're constantly putting garbage into our bodies, we're never going to feel good. We're never going to perform good. We're going to age quicker. We're not going to look our age or even look younger. I like to think I look younger than 47. I definitely feel younger than 47. I don't even know what a 47-year-old is supposed to feel like because I feel so good all the time. But then I see people who are younger than me that just look like hot garbage. Like they look bad. I mean, you know, you think about people who are consuming way too much sugar, like what are some of the issues? Obesity, heart disease, diabetes. Like these are things that are avoidable. There are so many ways out there for us as human beings to die. I do not want obesity or heart disease to be one of them. What a slow, miserable death. Nobody wants that. Yet half our country is considered obese. Think how much money that costs. I saw this stat. I was kind of curious as to sugar-related illnesses. In 2017, sugar-related illnesses, so it could be anything that could be associated with sugar. It wasn't any one specific thing. $317 billion. I'm going to say that again. Sugar-related illnesses in 2017 cost $317 billion. Now that affects all of us. That affects everybody. Oh, how does that affect me? I'm healthy. Why do you think your premiums keep going up? It's just like people who get in car collisions on the road and don't have insurance. Well, someone's insurance has to pay for that. And as a result, someone's premiums are going to go up to pay for all the people who don't have insurance. This is no different. I feel like $317 billion could be better spent if we all just took care of ourselves a little bit better. But there's so many layers to this issue. You know, the sugar industry, you know, whatever, I don't know. Is there like a sugar overlord? Like, is there like one evil person who runs the sugar industry and you will have sugar and you will not have sugar? Everyone will have sugar. I don't even know how that works, but you guys get my point. All right, that's all I'm going to say on sugar. Just do your best, man. Try to make good choices. Try to put your health first. You know, if not for you, do it for your family. Do it for your friends. Do it for your sanity. Try to follow, I try to follow the 85-15 rule. 85% of the time I'm eating good. 85% of what I consume is good. It's clean, it's whole foods, it's helping me. But I'm still going to live a little bit, about 15% of the time. I'm going to allow myself to have a piece of pie once in a while or a cappuccino here or there. I'm not a complete psychopath. So if you can live by that rule, you'll be fine. You're way better off. You are way better off. All right, enough of that. Moving on. I just want to end today's show. God, man, I was not intending for now my third straight episode to talk about MotoGP, motorcycle racing, yet here I am again talking about it, except this time it's going to be a good thing. Okay? This past weekend, they were in Qatar racing under the lights because it's so hot there. And, okay, spoiler alert. Fabio Di Gianantonio took second in the sprint race and then won his very first Premier Class main race. And it was such a cool moment to see. He's a young guy. He's had a tough season that this second half of the season has, to bluntly put it, he has been on fucking fire. Multiple podium finishes, and now he picks up this race win. The irony is that he no longer has a ride for next season. He has no job. He will be unemployed after Valencia, which is coming up this weekend. So I'm hoping that somehow he's able to find a seat for 2024 and we all get to enjoy, seeing him race and seeing that smile out there post race. He's a great guy. It was cool to see him have that level of success. It literally brought tears to my eye when he crossed that finish line and pulled off on the side of the track, and all those guys came up to him and were giving him hugs and patting him on the helmet, congratulating him. It was such a cool moment, like those guys are out there literally trying to rip each other's heads off during a race, but the second that race ends, they are so happy for the person who won. And you don't see that in other sports. You really don't. And it was a great moment. I really hope he finds a ride in 24. And while I'm sad to see this season coming to an end, I am still definitely excited for MotoGP next year and World Superbike and Moto America and all the other series around the world. And that's all I got for today. Thank you to whoever's out there listening. I really appreciate the support. Again, you can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, @JakeBrownPod. Hope everyone has a great day, and I will talk to you later.